Get into this morning's live, I would like to go over a quick overview of what is transpiring across the crypto market. And we should have a lot to go over this morning. A lot of people will probably tune out. A lot of people will probably start losing their interest in cryptocurrency. And you will see this start to play out, I would say, over the next 2 to 6 weeks. You'll start to see a dwindling effect in a lot of different ways, even though we need to look just a little bit deeper than what's going on the surface. So as we get into this live this morning, we can see a lot of red taking place, and I've got a lot of stuff to go over in regards to my own personal portfolio. I have not sold my XRP, so let me start out there. My XRP has not been sold. My XRP, I've shown the plan for my XRP exit if I was ever going to do it. That has not been sold. I have a much larger cryptocurrency portfolio outside of XRP. So we'll go over all of this once I can get deeper into this. I'll show you some of the reasons why I did what I did on Christmas Day. And I've talked for the last, I don't even know how long, about the Christmas dump that's happened 4 straight years and make it number 5 now. So I've never shown my holdings in crypto.com to the extent of how much I have now because of this bull run. This does not include, I'm not showing you any other portfolio except what is on there. Took a screenshot. That does not have to do with my XRP. That does not have to do with a lot of my other things. Like HBAR, I had 40,000 HBAR, but because of the setup and what I'm seeing across crypto, I had 10,000 HBAR from where I had it. I bought an additional 30,000 on the uptrend. I decided to sell those 30,000 on Christmas Day right around 33 cents. And I said, I'll see what happens because I don't have a good, strong feeling about what's starting to develop here. And remember, guys, I haven't sold any of my XRP yet. My XRP is in a wallet. But I had to do financially smart things for me because I'm going to be repairing my house on these crypto returns because I bought a house, as you guys know, getting the windows done, but I need to do the kitchen. I need to do the floors. I want to redo the bathroom. And I've built into this for years. But on crypto.com, I had a portfolio, as you can see. Even after I sold what I sold out of it today, my crypto portfolio on crypto.com is over 112,000 still as we speak. That portfolio was at like 13,000 a couple months ago. So, you know, that was life-changing for me. That portfolio was life-changing for me. 25,000 of that is already secured into my crypto debit card that'll be used for, first I paid off part of the windows and I'll do the kitchen and keep adding to it. There's a 10 Pax gold position built into it right now that I've been building into it as we've gone on with profits. But this does not have anything to do with my XRP. Zero. I did not sell my XRP. But as I've said a long time and along the way, I built up a big portfolio outside of XRP so I wouldn't have to worry about what I do. So I still have, like, let me put it in perspective. I had 1 million DGB. I still have 150,000 DGB, but I sold out because I started buying at 004, 005, 006, 008. So you guys know the routine. I still have 10,000 HBAR, the same 10,000 I had at 4.5 cents. But the other 30,000 I sold out that I had made profit. I still have 100,000 ZIL. I still have 10,000 VeChain. So it's not like I liquidated all my crypto. It's just there was things that were built into place to where I could benefit in a big way in this bull market. You won't hear me say that I have a whole bunch of other things. You know, there's a whole bunch of other things that I won't sell. I have 10,000 XLM. I have over 10,000 XRP. I have over 200,000 DGB still. I have over 13,000 XDC. You know, VeChain I have over 10,000. IOTA I have over 10,000. I haven't sold my entire holdings. What I sold was a lot of the outside ones and the over the top. Like I had way over 10,000 IOTA, but I sold it down to 10,000. My algo I sold all the way down to 10,000. You know, XLM's all the way down to 10,000 now. HBAR's all the way down to 10,000. And then some of them, you know, that I'm just not interested. I just said, you know, I can play the fun game with ADA, but I don't want ADA. I got rid of it. You know, I don't want certain things. I got rid of it. VELO I still hold from 008, but today's the day where I have to make a decision on VELO because I have 150,000. Today's the day because it looks like we might have triple topped that I might, well, maybe not, that I might have to make a decision to cut 75,000 VELO and still ride the 25,000 from 009 and see what happens. So, you know, I'm not saying Jasmine's not a buy, but what I am saying, and I'm going to go over a couple of things of why I did what I did. This isn't going to work for everybody, and you would have had to buy the exact same zones I did for it to even work. Like I said, I'm going to come on here every single day with XRP because I haven't sold any of it. Like, that's the thing. I still have my XRP. Everything I'm talking about now has nothing to do with the initial amount that I wanted to hold, but in some cases I had 4, 5, 6, 7 times the tokens I wanted to hold in some things, and they were up 2, 3, 400%. So do the math. So see how people aren't paying attention? How are you supposed to become XRP future millionaire? Did I not just say I did not sell any of my XRP? This is the problem sometimes with divulging when you sell out of things. People don't want to listen. They only want to make up concoctions in their own head. Listen to what I'm saying. I am the source. I didn't sell any of my XRP. Zero. None. Zilch. Gabilch. Because it hasn't even broke down the pennant flag. I sold down some holdings that I had 5 and 6 times overweighted that I bought more and more and more because of how long the bear market lasted. We need to clean our ears. How is the headline misleading? Honest to God. How is the headline misleading? I said XRP, why I sold 75% of my crypto and turned focus to gold and silver, securing 6-figure gains. How is that misleading? I didn't say why I sold 75% of my crypto or my XRP holdings. I said why I sold 75% of my crypto. I didn't say I sold 75% of XRP. But you guys want me to be transparent with you when I make a portfolio move, do you not? I could have kept this to myself because I still own all my XRP and made it sound like I still held everything. I mean, I want to be as transparent as possible. So, and I told everybody I would tell you. So, and that's what I'm doing. So I did what I did, but my XRP, like I've said, is still, it hasn't broke down the pennant flag. But if and when it gives us the sell signal, we'll have a real discussion. If this breaks down the 198 barrier, comes down and back tests the $2 area, we're going to have a real discussion with ourselves. That's all. It's the same backlash I'm going to get now that I got in 2021 when I did what I did. But like I said, I'm looking to build a 4-figure to 5-figure to 6-figure to 7 figures. 4 figures, check. 5 figures, check through the community. 6 figures, checked. Now our next step is to get the 7. I told everybody in 21, the only difference between me now and a millionaire is you're going to see me build it up over the years. You make your money in the bear market, not the bull market. You know what got to me? Everybody who was the critic in the bear market has now become the expert. Everybody who wouldn't touch crypto in the bear market is now overweighting themselves in this end of this rally that we've been on. So there's a lot of things that tell me, hey, Tom, when the shoe salesman becomes the stockbroker, it's time to kind of exit out left, exit backstage. It is very possible XRP in this very motion is going to $1.98. So I can only tell you what I'm doing. That has no impact on that's the thing. I kept saying this entire time. We're going to build such a big portfolio and it has nothing to do with XRP, XLM, XDC. At least with XRP, it had nothing to do with that part of it. The holdings you've seen on crypto.com, yes, that's part of my XLM. That's part of what I had with DGB, including the sold parts of it. That's all the profits that have been incurred, but it's not the main, I don't even know how to say it, but it's not the initial intention of what I was holding. I still have the holdings I wanted. I still have the 10,000 HBAR. I still have the 10,000 plus XRP. I still have the 10,000 XLM. I still have the 10,000 plus XDC. I still have the 10,000 IOTA. I still have the 10,000. That's what I mean. The portfolio is not out of attack. It's just the amount of money that could have been lost on this drop, because I see that very apparent right shoulder on Bitcoin, or I mean Ethereum. And I always say I'm not trying to sell the head, I'm trying to sell the right shoulder. Well, if I'm not even true to my own word, that right shoulder formed here, and I have to be honest with myself. I think it formed a possible right shoulder here. And when that happens, that means it rejects across the neckline of what would be the M-topping reversal. And on Ethereum, it's 3,500. And I'll show you how I come to that conclusion in real time. We've talked about it. I came on and said, guys, when I'm talking bearish, you have to pay attention. Something's not right. Look at this. That's the rejection line on a topping reversal hitting a right shoulder. That doesn't mean this can't reverse today and go way up. But just everything I'm seeing and feeling does not feel right to me. I know we're going into a recession, so this can't possibly last. I know they're going to end up reversing the easing of rates, and it's going to end up going in the other direction. So the only way we can move up is when everybody stops being the expert again. There's too many people like on TikTok and everywhere else. All the people that criticize me are all of a sudden the ones who have become the expert why this can't possibly fail. The same shit I heard in 21. Nobody wanted to listen before the rally, and then everybody became the expert. And I said, you know, why am I even fighting what I'm seeing on the charts? I don't need to explain myself. I just need to be honest. So if I'm honest with what I want to do, everybody else has to accept that at face value, because I've not only helped build a portfolio from 4 to 6 figures if you just followed what I've done, I've given it for free for 4 years almost. So I know going into 25 is going to be the biggest struggle we've ever had, and I'm not playing that game. So good morning. 10:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, December 26th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Dude, oh, absolutely, it's all manipulated. But like, all you have to do is go through, and you can see where my opinion started changing. And it's not that I've gotten off of the pennant flag, because it's still there. Oh, real quick, I need to share this with everybody. This is awesome. So for anybody who didn't see this, Julie bought me this on Christmas. Oh, and it's so cool. But I did a little video, but this is what she bought me. But it says, that explains it. And just watch this real quick. I'll talk through it instead of you having to well, you can hear me talk through it. Skip that I got with everybody because it goes good with the community from Julie. You can see it says that explains it. It's got the XRP on the spaceship, and then it's got something being abducted. And if you zoom right on in, it's actually me. So I think that's really cool, and hope everybody's having a Merry Christmas. All 30,200 of you in my audience. So I thought that was really cool. Julie got me that for Christmas. No, you guys, see, this is the problem right now. When will crypto not be manipulated? If we get regulations, I become less interested. You need it to not have regulations. If you want it to be regulated, they're going to control it even more by manipulation, by enforcement. Everybody who's calling for the government to give regulations is the reason why I'm starting to bow out a little bit. I don't want regulations in crypto. That's why I switched to it. The government regulations, why? You want the same people regulating it that did the Ripple, what they did for, what, 4 years? You want these same goofballs regulating it? Like, come on now. Stop that. So I keep saying our time's getting thin in crypto if we're going to have all these regulations. And there's no reason we can't make a boatload of money while we can. But we have to be honest with ourselves. I'm not going to lie to myself because I have an audience of 30. I'm not happy today. Thank you, Nick, for that assurance. Absolutely. That's why I sold the extra bags. Like, I don't want anybody to be like, oh, he sold his XRP. That's why I came on and said, I still have my XRP. But I said it before, and I'll say it again. XRP became a very small part of my portfolio. As crazy as it is to say today, at the time when I bought 3,500, it was mainly my crypto. And then I started building on it. I had 2 years to do this before this insane rally. Insane rally. And there's one thing that I also won't touch. XRP Healthcare, that doesn't even include any sales. XRP Healthcare is so hard to buy that I'm willing to sit on it to go back to $0.015, 2 cents, try to find a way to buy more instead of selling that, because I can see some certain things that are still in great shape. And this market rally, it may not be over. See, This is what everybody's going to misinterpret. This isn't like me in 21. In 21, I liquidated 100%. This is my overages. That amounted to about 75% of dead weight. It's the way I looked at it. Because I looked at each one of my positions and said, how much do you have to be happy? And do you really need this 10 times more in DGB? Do you really need the 4 times more in H-bar? Do you really need the 3 times more in this and 7 times more in that? And do you even want to hold algo or ADA? No. So like some of the dead weight I just got rid of. Some of the things I may have been holding because of some in the audience, you know. So we do not need regulations, King Kong. We do not. I vehemently disagree with that. And I appreciate you being in Tom's Army for over a year. But I really do disagree with the fact that we need regulations. If you want them to be able to halt the crypto market on the spot, vote for regulations. If you want for them to be able to even more deeply manipulate the market, vote for regulations. If you want them to have the reach of the law provide for crypto the same as the stock market, please, by all means, vote for enforcement by regulation. But if you want it to be the free-flowing, decentralized like it's supposed to be, you won't do anything but vote for regulation. That's like saying we want government to run our own lives. And that's what's happening. Notice how you have less freedom every time that happens? Every time a new regulation goes, you have just a little bit less freedom in the crypto market. Notice the KYC everywhere. You don't even have the freedom to trade blindly anymore. Must have voted for Biden. Sorry, had to say it with that mentality. Are you talking to me? Are we going? Even Julie couldn't sit here with a straight face. If that comment was directed at me, that would be a pretty funny thing. Oh, he's talking to regulation guy. Okay, I was gonna say, whoa. Can you grab me a cup of water? Yeah. Can you bring me a bottle of water? I'm gonna need it. I'm either gonna need it to drink or beat myself over the head with, Julie.
It's not gonna be too loud to make coffee?
No, it's not bad at all. But no, but politically, guys, it doesn't matter right or left. Don't get involved in the political talk. We're not political people here. I don't believe we have a choice but to regulate crypto. The amount of money we got coming, it's a mandatory for it to come. No, I don't disagree with that, Lonzo. But what ends up happening with that regulation, that means the institutions are 100% controlling. And then, but what do we always say? You have to be in before smart money. So what was this rally really? Ask yourself, what exactly is this rally? Is this to pay off everybody? The way I look at this, and this is what bothers me a little bit. This is what bothers me a little bit. This, right now with crypto, when you look at it as a whole, you had all these donors in the election. Just hear me out from a non-political standpoint. We had all these people, including Ripple and all these other companies, donate all this boatloads of money into the crypto pockets of the incumbent, which is now Trump, and the one who was defeated in Harris. They were both very heavily weighted with crypto donations. So is it any surprise that we had a big pump before the end of the year, kind of line the pockets and tenfold give back to these donators? You really think they're giving their money for nothing? They're giving their money for a cheap tax write-off, one, and returns that you can't even imagine that we've already seen. So because of either by chance, by good luck, or by good understanding of what's going on in this next frontier, we were able to be in well before any of this noise even happened, which meant we have unbelievable returns depending on what you have, what you own. And my returns on XRP right now went from 3,500 to over 21,000. So, and I haven't touched that yet, aside from what I bought at 38 cents, so I can make myself whole, so I didn't have to hold any debt. So like when I say I sold everything over the top of what I hold, I sold everything over the top now of what I didn't want. I sold off all the weight. And I still have a nice portfolio built in crypto. It's just I don't have to stress about the rest. What we want is that 2 to 5% limitations on banks and that's, I need to get my phone out now because Lonzo is talking sense. And big facts that we need to pay attention to. Let's see. So let me go back here because I did see a few cent donations, which I'm shocked about. Did it go back far enough to see the first two? Watch and listen, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Merry belated Christmas to you as well, my friend. I greatly appreciate that. And Ben Patterson, thank you so much for the $2 donation as well through Super Chat, both of you. And then Lonzo with the $5 donation says, what we want is that 2 to 5% limitations on banks, on institutions to come off with regs and retail-friendly regulations. Yes, that's a different kind of reg. I'm talking about deeper regulations within the crypto market. I'm not talking about the regulation on banks for you to be able to buy crypto and things. I'm talking about the nuance of being able to control crypto through regulation. That's different. You're absolutely right. We need those kind of regulations to allow movement into crypto. But what I'm saying is you don't need regulation within crypto. Everybody's misunderstanding now. I understand clearly because I must be explaining it like a jackass. We don't want regulation within crypto. You may need regulation in the sense some of you think to allow banks to push money into crypto, but don't you understand that was by regulation why we can't have institutions push into crypto at a rate they want, or why we can't even always put as much money into a crypto process as we want. Have you ever noticed how the banks are very against you putting money into crypto? That's because of regulations put on the banks by who? The very government that we're begging for in crypto enforcement by regulation. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm an idiot, B. Tell me why we don't need regulation. I mean, I've said exactly what my reasoning. I didn't sell my XRP if you're in here. I sold most of my other crypto over the top. And I had dead weight of over 75% of my portfolio. And all that means is it's over the top that I overweighted myself in because we're in an extended bear market. But I know what I wanted to hold when the bear market, or before we started building our portfolios. So I know how much dead weight I could sell off. But no, I don't. I still have all my XRP that I had yesterday. They've been playing with XRP for years, and yet I got to see what that says. And yet they never mention that. Nope, they don't. I'm concerned they'll lock us out of lucrative liquidity. I don't see. That's part of the thing, like, when it comes to all of that. That's why I won't sell certain things. Like, I feel like if I sold my XRP healthcare, that's going to be a very difficult one to get back in the future. That's why I'm very hesitant to sell XRP. That's why I haven't done it. I have my portfolio still. Because it would have to do something insane for me to be like, oh, it broke this pennant flag. Because I'm not even convinced crypto is going to just go straight down. It just, we had a great opportunity yesterday where everything's reversed about 10 to 15% from that point yesterday. And it's pretty insane. For my tax purposes, I have my crypto.com account. That's where it's focused on my taxes. So anything that I'm going to sell out and that ends up turning into cash long term, it goes to crypto.com. So you talk taxes, preach paying taxes so you could wait 6 days. I don't know, Julie. I talked about, yeah, if you have to understand if you're going to sell it to buy back in, see, don't put words in my mouth. People were talking about selling just to buy back in. And I said, if you're going to sell it now, why not just wait until after the new year if you're going to sell just to buy back in? Yeah, you're right. I did say that. But I'm not selling to buy back in. Use your ears and use your eyes to read what I said. I'm not looking to get back into crypto. I'm looking to focus on gold and silver now with those profits. Using your ears and your eyes and taking your emotion out of it will really help all of you get to my understanding. Absolutely, Coinstar. And nobody wants to believe me when I say, who hired the one who did the enforcement against XRP back in the day? It wasn't Biden. And I'm not saying, like, this is what everybody's going to find a hard lesson with now. Like, certain things, I'm in my crypto, it do a sense. I know I did, Jorge. I know I did. I talked about the switch from this to gold and silver. I said, pay attention, but nobody, I just say what I say. And I don't have any reason to be defensive. Like, I just don't like when people misrepresent what I'm saying. That's all. Like, listen with the understanding that I might call on you for questions after. Don't interrupt while I'm talking. Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody always wants to interject. This is my portfolio. This is something you've seen me build from 3,500 to over 6 figures. So maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm not just some guy behind the screen. Maybe I actually live this, like I've said since 21. I did not sell any of my XRP. Zero. I have over 10,000 XRP. I still have I'll go over the list again. Despite what I sold, I still have 10,000 IOTA, 10,000 Algo, over 10,000 XRP, XLM, XDC. I sold off 800,000 DGB to only have 200,000 now, which is double what I wanted. But I had to be honest with myself. I was buying at 004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. So my average was in a spot where I was able to make a good amount of return, but still have double what I wanted. So there's a lot of things. IOTA, let's see, what else? Everything you see on my list here, I still have, except I don't have 40,000 H-bar now. I have 10,000 H-bar. The initial bag that I said I had 30,000 not in the initial holding bag. I can't make it up what I'm doing because I'm telling you. I've had a big decision to make, but ZIL barely moves, so what's the point? I'll just buy it if it comes under even more. There is much return in other areas where I don't have to worry about the noise. So, absolutely, RLUSD is 100% safe to hold your profits or to hold your cash. USDC, USD, just don't put it in USDT. Kevin Matt, calm down. I will not calm down because this is how I talk.
They don't know you.
You obviously don't know me if you think this isn't calm. You should have heard me 2 days ago when I told everybody to pay attention to the Christmas dump because we've done it 4 years in a row. What is my call for Q125? I don't make calls. I just watch the charts. I'm not a financial advisor. So I'm just telling you what I did. All I literally said was I sold my overages on all of my portfolio and people flipped it out. Imagine if I would have liquidated 100%. Hey, I can't help that we beautifully positioned ourselves for so long to where I had way more than I needed in what I wanted. Why did you sell your XRP? I love it. Oh, I know. Don't you think if I would have sold my XRP, I would have said in the headline I sold my XRP, it would have made for a much more intriguing headline. You know how many more people would have been here from my audience if they would have seen I sold XRP? I'm out of the short-term capital gains tax on XRP and XDC almost on XRP. That's the thing too, guys. Like, pay attention to some of it. Yeah, it was amnesia. That's the problem, the way it played out. But let's go into some information real quick before I get slaughtered. Let's go into some information. So BlackRock Bitcoin ETF sees record outflow as funds bleed 1.5 billion in 4 days. BlackRock's Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund ETF saw its largest ever single day outflow as Bitcoin funds notched the 4th straight day of outflows totaling more than 1.5 billion. Follow the money. BlackRock's IBIT ETF Trust hit 188.7 million in outflows on Christmas Eve, surpassing its previous record of 72.7 million set on December 20th. All 12 United States-based spot Bitcoin ETFs saw joint total outflows hit 338.4 million on Christmas Eve. Since December 19th, the funds have seen joint net outflows of 1.52 billion. And then this is another somewhat decent sign that we may be able to flip into a quick alt season. So, like, that's why I keep saying, listen with your ears, not with your hearts. Because if you listen with your hearts, you're going to think I did something I didn't. The Fidelity-Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund, and haven't I said from the beginning I overweighted myself in crypto to fix my whole house up on the next rally, the next big cycle? I've said this since 2023, what I was doing. The Fidelity-Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund and the ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF also saw respective December 24th outflows of 83.2 million and 75 million, while the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF was the only one to see an inflow, which hit 8.5 million. Meanwhile, Ether ETFs experienced 2 consecutive days of inflows in the lead up to Christmas. US spot Ether continued their momentum with the second day of inflows December 24th, adding 53.6 million after 130.8 million on the day before Christmas Eve. Launched in July, the Ether funds had a slow start compared to the strong early momentum that spot Bitcoin ETF saw after their January launch. And one more honest question. Why is so many people worried about what I do outside of XRP when the same people criticize me for owning things outside of XRP? Please help me make that make sense this morning. I got criticized the whole time for buying anything outside of XRP, but now I'm getting criticized for selling outside my XRP holdings. Just make it make sense. I would love it to make sense. However, since late November, the Ether ETFs have gained traction, having seen an 18-day inflow streak that was broken on December 18. Ether set to perform Bitcoin in January. Yes. Thank you. What have I said about 25? I said we could have a bear market rally in 24. I said this for so long, and it would seem like the all-incumbent being, like I said, unless this is a super cycle, which is what I was trying to base it on, you can only go so high. I mean, how high can we possibly go in one cycle here? Tom, I am disappointed that you sold XRP. I guess Murphy's Law is really kicking in today, isn't it? I sold 0 of my XRP, everybody. I'm out. Goodbye. I'm out. I'm going to take my vitamins. I'll be back. I'm going to take my herbs before I jump off a cliff. I'll let you guys watch something while I go take my vitamins, 'cause I'm not ready to leave yet. I know anti-communist is just busting my balls. I really do. Oh, Julie's laughing her ass off today. Here, we'll watch something real quick so that you guys can learn. We'll learn something together here while I go take my vitamins. I need to take my vitamins. I have about 96 herbs I take, and I haven't taken them this morning. And they all love when you laugh, Julie, by the way. Where was this at by Mike? Oh, right here.
As this recession starts,
A lot like 2004. In fact, it looks more similar.
something nasty out there in the future. Now, I think that they may not think it's that nasty because it wasn't a huge rate cut. But look at the previous times that it rolled over and then something happened. And we've got a rollover here. And remember, for the audience, you need to add another quarter-point rate cut on the end of this thing because the rate cut happened just the day before we're making this video. So the data isn't in here yet. But I do believe, and we've been saying this in video after video. And you know what? I've said this before. My first presentations on like the real estate bubble were in 2004. And everybody thought I was nuts. And I was showing the Dow Gold ratio, the Robert Shiller's real estate data, showing that there was a big correction coming. And that correction that I started predicting in 2004 turned out to be the global financial crisis of 2008. It took a little while, but looking at the data was correct. And all I had to do, and when people say, oh, well, this time it's different, or that, oh, but real estate never goes down. That was the funniest one. Anyway, anything else you want to say, Alan?
Well, yeah, just looking at the current shape of the curve here where we are, it looks a lot like 2004. In fact, it looks more similar to 2004 than it does to any of the other humps.
Right.
And you can see it rolled up to about the same level. We had a peak rate of about 5.3% back then, just like 5.3% right now. And, you know, we did get those, you know, rate cuts of about a full point before the recession started. And here we are now, we have one full point of rate cuts. And is a recession going to start? I don't know. It could be.
Yeah.
Could be here right now today. So.
Yep, like you said, deja vu all over again. That's Yogi Berra.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. So why is the Federal Reserve cutting rates? Do they see something? Well, maybe they want us to be able to buy more fart coin. Mike, we got to take out loans. We got to take out cheap loans to buy fart coin. Look at this.
Yeah. So, fart coin, does it do anything? This is just a meme coin. So it's basically a coin that somebody invented that has a funny name. But you calculated the percentage rise on this since its inception. What was it?
It was over 1,000,000%, and it's been 2 months.
It was over 1,700,000%.
Yep. Yeah. 1.7 million%.
Right.
And the market cap is fast approaching $1 billion. We looked right before recording this video. It was 900 something million dollars, just shy of $1 billion. Meanwhile, the Fed is going to cut interest rates again Wednesday, which we said already happened, to further ease financial conditions. So I don't know who's buying Fartcoin, but they don't need any loans. They clearly have disposable income.
The beginning data, it's over $1 right now as we're making this. And the beginning data, it was at 0.0000 something, right? 0.00057 or something like that.
Yep.
So what is that? 5.71 thousandths of a penny or a dollar?
Yeah, half of a basis point of a penny, or half of a percent of a penny. So half of a basis point of a dollar. Yeah. Small, very small.
Yeah. Half a penny would be 0.005. And this had another 2 zeros.
Okay, correct. Yeah, half of a percent of a penny. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe, and thank you, Alan.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, dark. Oh, Mike Maloney ended? Wow, you guys got to watch the end of it. Nice. Yeah, that one's yours, Julie. Whoops. All right. So now at 1.34, didn't sell and won't. Nice. You should be able to hear me in the background. That was the point of me talking loud. That's the whole point of me being myself. I don't have to hide it to my audience. So let's see. What else did I want to talk about? How long has it been? 38 minutes. I hope we're situated now. Hope everybody can understand now what's going on. The only question that remains is which planet is Tom from? I guess Balkan, because of his intelligence, and he covers the point of his ears. They said I cover the point of my ears, which is interesting. What one? The one you bought me? The alien? Yeah. Of course I did. That's what I was actually about to grab. Julie bought me that. You guys seen the alien thing, but Julie also made me this of our Tommy. You guys know my son. She made me this. That's his mean mugging face, Julie. Is that from when he was hurt? Oh, that's his mischievous face, yeah. So she made me that on a 1 ounce silver round too, which was awesome for Christmas. Oh, the crash will be biblical indeed. I'm just saying, RG137 or 1377 says I like this guy even more now. Well, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. Unfortunately, right now we're in a it's an ascending broadening wedge. Rising broadening wedge. So let's not take my word for it. And soon, because I'm going to be able to update our programming. I got a new tablet, folks, for Christmas. So I've had this tablet since 2021. I bought this for the show. Julie got me a new tablet, the newest model of what I'm using now, so that I can make it even better. So starting tomorrow, maybe even as early as tonight's live, I'll have my new tablet. So it's going to look much, much better. So I'm excited about that. But right now, like, we're looking at a broadening wedge. And remember, we still haven't fulfilled the technical target of 122,000 that was set out in the bear market. Yes, we came up to about 108,000, but we still haven't fulfilled the entirety of this move. But we do know a breakdown, which I fully anticipate here right now. Because it's a rising broadening wedge, I fully anticipate at some point this to break down. I'm sorry, don't shoot the messenger, but I'm a technical person, so I just go by the technical speakings. That's the other reason why it gives me some optimism with XRP still, until it doesn't, because it's in a pennant flag, but at the same time, I know there's a gap at 92 cents. Nick knows there's a gap at 92 cents, the FVG. We all are painfully aware that that's there. And the fact that the dragon pattern got rejected at 272 was not the best sign. So, when I'm trying to say, like, okay, sometimes you have to be honest with yourself. Look at your portfolio and say, what can I live without in a bull market when it goes from bear to bull, when it gets to the top, and then you start to see the rounding of a very clear top that very well could be playing out across crypto. Remember the first warning sign was Ethereum. That triple top or double top here, remember when it got rejected, we said, oh shit. That's a problem. Because now we created the much bigger M there. And listen to your mom. Not just your mom in the audience, in real life too, but your mom. What do I always tell my audience? I'm not worried about selling on the head. The right shoulder is where you got to really pay attention, because that's where it goes whoosh, it cuts you in half. It cuts you right by the dick. And excuse my French, but what's going to happen here with Ethereum if it cuts us by the you-know-what? Because to me, it's in a wedges of an extending, broadening wedge, just like Bitcoin. Just a little bit layered. You'd be looking at a 27% drop on Ethereum to 2,430 to go back to the uptrend. So, it's like I said 2 weeks ago. What did I say in the crypto market? Yes, I'm still bullish, but it's starting to wane because every single person who used to tell me I was crazy is now become the expert. When that happens, I know my time's weighted in crypto for this cycle. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And I'd rather be way out in front with everybody than behind. That's why we stay ahead. That's why we stay. There's going to be so many communities right now that are being fed the. How many times have I told you not to buy? Don't buy when it's up here. Don't buy when it's up here. I can't tell you to buy when it's here. Because I know. If you weren't buying at 35 cents, why are you buying at $2.50? I don't think we'll get that bearish, but it'll definitely on the table. I don't think it's, that's the thing. I don't know where it's going to go in this bearish run, but that is a very big topping reversal. And, you know, the only way to save a topping reversal is to hold the uptrend where the topping reversal started. And apparently, this trend started from the run right here. And then it created the eventual top. Because we had a break up, consolidation, then we pushed past it. So now we can avoid this area. But now we got to find where the uptrend in this area was, which is right here. Well, then when you start pushing it like this, you know, you can go like that. But I thought it looked better like this to try to encompass what we were looking at. But that still looks like a wedge to me. And it could get even worse. Let me get rid of this. I mean, just look at how, if you can look at, it just doesn't feel right. Like, this doesn't feel like it should have got a rejection there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. The reason I'm not sorry is I'm being truthful. And it might hurt. But like I said a few days ago, it's going to save you a shitload of money if you open your ears. And don't buy the tops, please. If you weren't buying for 2 years when we were buying the bottom, why the hell are you buying up here? That's the, oh my God. Look at the way that lined up. Just taking the basic rejection point at the death cross, where we talked about 3,500 had to break. I mean, that's too predictable. It got rejected right there on Christmas. It's too much. It's too much. Like, how can it just... I have a bad feeling about this. The pit of my stomach when I woke up, I'm like, uh-oh. Even before I went to bed. It's just something's not right here. We should not have done what we did here. There's still speculation and optimism and so on and so forth, but oh, if we go down to 72,000, I'll be the first one here. If we go down to that gap, it goes between 70 and 85,000 that you can say an FVG, but remember that CME we were dealing with that brought us back down here to the 95,000 area? It didn't matter how high we went. 95,200, that Chicago Mercantile Exchange, we had that big gap there that now these gaps fill. And it bothered me remember when XRP first made the move and I was bothered because we did not backtest 92 cents and I said, this is going to cause long-term disruption here. And that's what I've been trying to avoid the whole time. But this pennant flag, I have a feeling, is probably a fake out, unfortunately. Same what I said, Nick. If we pump going into Christmas, it's a bad sign because we had no business doing it. We didn't finish the correction yet. Remember how close we came to some of those FVGs, even closer to 158 and 172? Like the fact we couldn't hit that was not good. Does anybody remember our conversation we had before the Christmas Eve pump that sent us into the Christmas Day hell? Remember when we were drawing this and I said, what if this is just a left shoulder that comes to a head and back up? And maybe it does create way down there and come back up to take out that gap. But we talked about either one of those scenarios, that maybe this is just left shoulder and this is actually a fake out, and then it turns more into a falling channel. Does anybody remember this discussion? But we could only speculate that maybe this is what it would do and it's not actually a pennant flag. We had this discussion and I said it's going to look crazy unless it breaks down, but what if it's doing something like this? We talked about this. And that would make sense to make this big inversion here. But something's not right here. The outflows, and everybody's acting like the outflows or the inflows on Ethereum was big. I got some news for you. When those inflows were coming in, Ethereum was selling off like hotcakes. I don't know. There's something here. They need to call off the market for the big... Absolutely. But I look at this more of a political rally now because so many people were donating into crypto. It only made sense to have an end of the year rally for the bigwigs. It really did. But when it ends, man, you got so many people holding the bag to pay the rich. It happens every single cycle. And I always talk about XRP. I say and look, would this be any different? I always say XRP will go from the bottom to the top in such a short amount of time. In 2021, it took like, 4 days? 7 days? In 2024, let's be honest, we started November 5th, and we ended December 3rd. We literally had about a 28-day rally, not even one whole month. And I always say XRP makes its move all at once. It has years of buildup, and then it'll make it all at once, and everybody will buy in on the top, and then they're done. And then they sit there for a few years until the next rally. Does anybody know when my main rally is for XRP? My main formation was 2028 to 2032. So we preceded that. I said in 24 we could have a bear market rally, but I would suspect 25 until we get to the fourth quarter is going to be ugly. So if that's the case, we just count our blessings that we're able to make life-changing money at the end of 24. And then if it does do this, but at some point in 25, we're going to have a massive pump. I guarantee it. Now, if that pump comes at 85 cents back up to where we're at, who knows? But at some point, I think what I'm drawing out is absolutely going to play out at some level. I don't know if it's going to be... I hope it's just a pennant flag for XRP. I'm going to be honest. Unlike a lot of other cryptos, XRP's in a pennant flag. And if you want to draw some hope, H-bar could just be on a massive back test of the breakout right now, which should bring us down to about 26 cents or 26.9. So those extra 30,000 that I bought on the uptrend, I didn't intend on holding that. I wanted to hold it up to here, but then it got rejected. So I had to make a tough call. But that's still a 20% reversal from those. No, that's precisely the problem. There's too much good news. When was the last time the media talked about XRP and crypto? 21 before it broke down to oblivion, to the shithole. The only time the media talks about it is when they need exit liquidity. I found that out the hard way for years. When the media starts talking, I go a-walking. When the media goes blind, you know. That's the other thing. Crypto capital of the world. Does anybody understand what it means if we become the crypto capital of the world? It means we go broke. It means we take our gold reserves that we don't even have and put it into crypto. It means that the US dollar is going to be worth an 80 on par. Sure, crypto might look nice, but we won't be able to buy ourselves out of a paper box. That's just my own, that's how I feel. It's like the inside of me just wants to be like, I wish everybody knew what I knew. I wish everybody understood the economics of the world. I wish everybody understood the reality of a Bitcoin reserve in the USA, what that actually means. How about constitutional money? How about what's printed into our Constitution that we can only have a gold reserve? Or why not back us with something real of value? Now, if you don't even, now mind you, everybody in my audience that doesn't want to hold Bitcoin, who's praising the Bitcoin reserve, you are now going to be inadvertently holding Bitcoin via taxes, and you won't even be able to see it. You really want to pay your hard-earned money in taxes towards Bitcoin for the government to hold? When they are the single creator of Bitcoin, like, just think about it. Bitcoin was created by the US government. XRP was created by the World Economic Forum and the International Monetary Fund. Am I saying something that's not true? I would love to know. Why do you think the US government needs to make the Bitcoin reserve? Because they're going to pay off their debt with these rallies. Every time we print money, Bitcoin goes up. Why? Because all they're doing is artificially dumping the market to prop it back up after they inject it. And then what do? They use the profits to pay for our... We can't even afford the debt on our the money that we hold. We can't even afford the interest on our debt. So now we're selling Bitcoin with all this money printed with the money that they steal from retail to pay the interest on our national debt. You just have to be wise enough to follow the paper trails. I keep saying we can get wealthy beyond our wildest dreams, but you got to follow the smart money. You can't follow your emotion. We're stupid. We're retail. Remember, we're the small fish. We're dumbasses. The only reason we even have any kind of tug is because we got 30,000 people here that can see things that you might not have seen and I might not have seen. I see so much more because of the 30,000 of you than I could have ever seen on my own. A wise man once said, if you admit you know everything, you know nothing. And I know nothing. That's why I like everybody in my audience who teaches me something. And most of the audience acts like they know more than me when I do this every single year, 4 years nonstop while you're at work. So if I'm able to study it while everybody's in their cubicle, and I say I don't know anything, what do you know? We all know nothing combined. Remember that. We only know what they want us to know. And right now what they want us to believe is that we can only go up from here, which means we're probably going down. They say up, I say how far down. 72,000 on Bitcoin sounds good to me. Unless somehow, some way, we reverse this, and until we invalidate the following on Bitcoin's nuts, which we haven't done yet, I'm sorry, it hasn't happened. Until crypto inverts from Bitcoin, alt season can't possibly start. Ethereum's so far away from the trigger to alt season now, it looks more like this was a bona fide fake out. Now all of a sudden, I start watching things and you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Now when I finally start to feel a little bearish, everybody's saying how you can't miss. I don't understand. Like, where was all this belief when we were down where it was actually bullish in the bear market, which is ironic to say. We were more bullish in that bear market than we are right now by 95%. Because we blew off the top and then some. Bitcoin went to 108,000. 110,000. Like, come on. 108,000? We usually call for a 50 to 75% retracement on Bitcoin after it gets in discovery. We're down 11%. Let's call it for a 50%. Way down here, just a 50% retracement. If we do a 35% retracement, we get to that 72K level. So, let me, let's look at Gemini. Let's look at Gemini. There will never be a switch of the flip, or flip of the switch. I say this all the time. When Bitcoin hits, oh, I can't do it because, oh, I can do this. No, I don't care, but
I was created by Google AI.
No, okay. When Bitcoin recent cycles topped, what was average correction? I want to see what AI says. Bitcoin went in 2011 and 12. It was at 30 bucks and went below $5. In 2013 to 15, at a high of 1,200, went to $200. In 2017, 18 went to 20,000, fell to 3,200. 2021, 22 went to 69,000, fell to 15,500. I typed it wrong. It doesn't matter if it says good or what was it gave us the correction. It's AI. It'll just figure out what I was trying to say. It gave me the stats I wanted. I mean, so do you see what I'm saying here? So, I mean, if past history predicts future performance, so I don't think it's going to be a flip of the switch, though. I don't think just believe one day we're going to go down and they got a button that says utility tokens flip here. I don't believe that. That's just my own personal bias. I believe, though, that they can get a moment where all the smart money, the institutions are like, oh, we've got the clearance so we don't have to worry about backlash anymore. And then that could be. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the first time I sold any of my crypto. I sold a few weeks ago some of it, but this was I had 25,000 I sold a couple weeks ago, but this was the gist of it now. XRP, no difference in AMC. It's a scam. Ooh, I've heard this a lot too. XRP, no way it moves under $2. I mean, hopefully this pennant flag plays out. Even on the bottom of the pennant, it can come down to $1.98. Well, maybe $2. But you're right though. If you want this to move on, you would like to see this move on by showing the support of the 200. But like I said a few days ago, when you broke this uptrend, that's the first sign we broke the bull market. Doesn't anybody understand what the uptrend means in a market? When you have a cycle rally, you have an uptrend. Once you break it, you broke the bull market uptrend. You're using it as a resistance. And even if we're bullish, like I said, we could still make a play, but it could still be a bullish hit if it went up to 352, just if it can't get above the uptrend along the way. But right now, in no ways do you want to be under this uptrend. Exactly, 96% chance CME gaps gets filled at 78K on Bitcoin. And 92 cents on XRP, somebody said. And that is not unfactual. It's something that we've been talking about this entire rally with XRP and crypto. Bitcoin has a glaring one. And yeah, I say it can be filled between 70 and 85, but I have a target at 72,000 for a reason. Because that's where that huge gap is. And they're trading bots, guys, so they will get filled eventually. You think it's any coincidence why whales are starting to sell out of their ETFs right now? Hopefully it's just to flow into another positioning, but it does seem to be a little bit interesting here. And at the same time, I've been telling my audience to pay attention to gold here very slowly but surely over time. It's in this consolidation, and if this breaks down, because it too, remember what I'm saying, is almost looks like a possible, it could be a head and shoulders that's taken a very long time now. But if this pattern breaks, I still have an ultimate target here around 2,396 for gold. If it breaks down out of this. But I could very easily see it breaking out and retesting that upper boundary. But look at the difference. You're talking about a 9% move, worst case scenario, in what I'm seeing with gold, compared to a 50 to 75% correction, if not more in crypto. So... oh, if XRP goes back to that gap, I'll see how it looks. You got to be careful if it goes under $1, but that should be the essential springboard. So, but I mean, this is basically all I could talk about this morning. That's it. That's basically what I got. It's been an hour. I got somebody giving me an estimate at 1 o'clock on my kitchen because I'm going to get it remodeled. It hasn't been done since the 70s. This house was built in the 50s. So I've got plans. It's plans that I've been putting in place since 2021 in this very community that I'm finally going to be able to start reaping some of the benefits. But at the same time, I'm still looking for a huge, huge, huge volatile swing at some point. So we'll see, though. There's certain levels where we'll have to have a further discussion. Are you supposed to sell more here or there? But we're not there yet. As far as XRP goes, still in this pennant flag. The only question is do we start forming something like this? We won't know until the days come. But we are still in a pennant flag. I just have two different charts so that we can see the two potential playouts here. This is the bull or the pennant flag, and the other one's if it creates like some kind of channel or it starts to create an inverse head and shoulders down the road. But the start or the end of this week, all this, they don't want you to have it as BS. I don't know who said that, but congratulations if that has hurt your feelings. But I don't give a rat's ass if they want us to have it or not. That's not how I trade. I just look at, is it hard for me to acquire something? So I know for a fact it's very difficult in the USA to acquire XRP healthcare. So I will continue to hold on to it. As far as like them not wanting us to hold XRP and all this other stuff, that's speculation, but it is an institutional coin. But I suspect they like retail for exit liquidity. So I believe that's a bigger play on it myself, just to get just to get more and more things. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll be back later today. We'll be doing a live tonight. And I'll do a short at some point today as well. So have a blessed day. Keep your emotions out of it. I did not sell a single XRP for anybody who came in late, but I definitely had overinflated holdings on some as much as 6 or 7 times more than I wanted to. DGB, I had a goal of 100,000 on my best day. I had over 1 million. Now I have 200,000 because I had to take profits from the 0.4 level, 0.8. There's just certain things you have to do when you're trading. Warren Buffett taught me very well, and I'm going to listen to the guy who became rich beyond his wildest dreams through trading. So have a blessed day, everybody. We'll continue this discussion later. And don't let